episode from yours truly, Pamela. Okay, and today's episode is about self-love. All right, and my own personal experience with self-love, as well as sprinkle of wisdom and just that I'm just giving you here today, and I hope you take it with a grain of salt, of course. They lied to us. They did. They made self-love seem like this sunshine and rainbows. You tell yourself you want to love yourself. It's this whole bright, sunny, beautiful, glitzy, and glammy thing when it's not. It's not. Self-love is actually pretty challenging. It's a practice. It takes consistency, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes you showing up. Because once you make that decision, once you tell yourself, I want to love myself, you are now you have to detach from that old version of you that doesn't love themselves. And this can be difficult because you're so used to being that person. You're so used to all the thought patterns that, tell you, you don't love yourself. You're so used to pointing out these specific insecurities. You're so used to feeling insecure about yourself. You're used to that. So it is challenging to just be like, hey, I don't want to be like this no more. You have to unlearn that old version of you and learn how to love yourself. And it's important that while you're doing this, you give yourself compassion. Because there are going to be days where you spiral back down into that old version of you and you're like, oh my gosh, I thought I loved myself. Why am I telling myself all these things? I'm on this self-love journey. I shouldn't be feeling like this, and it's important. Don't feel shame. Don't feel discouraged just because, you're stepping back a couple steps. Don't feel like, you don't love yourself anymore, because you do, but remember that you're learning how to love yourself. You're learning how to see these insecurities, in a completely different light. So you have to give yourself patience and time, you have to give yourself compassion for this. And remember, your self-love journey needs to be authentic to you. Okay, I get it. Trust me, I get it. You want to love yourself, first thing you do, you on YouTube, searching up endless videos of how to love yourself, right? And you see all these girls, they figured it out, they did the whole shebang. So you start drinking tea at 7 o'clock in the morning, you think you got it, when you're labeling self-love and saying that it needs to look like this, when you don't want to do that. Your self-love journey is going to look like what it is going to look like for you. How someone else loves themselves is not how you're going to love yourselves, how you're going to love yourself. So it's important that you recognize, that you're different, and that, you're at a different pace, and that certain techniques might not work for you, and that's okay, because you're learning how to love you. Okay? Do not put self-love in the future. Okay? And what I mean by this, I have a really personal experience with this. When I was at the start of my self-love journey, I wanted to really learn how to love my skin, because I had really bad acne, and I was really uncomfortable with my skin. A la oobity ba, right?
Like that made any fucking sense.
And one thing I would tell myself is once my skin looks like this, then then I could be I love me, I love me. But I realized I couldn't do that because I was putting it so far away from me. I was telling myself, I can't love me until this looks like this. When you make that choice to love yourself, you are making that choice to love yourself immediately. As you are now, as you show up today, you're making that choice, being okay, I'm gonna love myself now. I'm gonna love myself for who I see in the mirror today. You don't want to postpone self-love based on your external sources, right? You don't want to tell yourself, okay, I'm gonna love myself when I look like this. I'm gonna love myself once I get this. I'm gonna love myself, the whole thing. You don't want to do that. You don't. Because you're pushing it so far away from you. You deserve to love yourself now. That person that you want to love, you can love them right now. you know? And remember, when you're on this self-love journey, you're doing it for you. Remind yourself that I am choosing to love myself because of me, you know? So when you're, when you start going to the gym, or you start on this diet, or, all these things, you're doing these things because you love you. I want to lose the weight because I love me. I want to eat healthier because I love me. You don't want to enter the self-love journey seeking validation from others because you want other people to love you more, so you're gonna start doing these things. Remember, it's self-love. It's you. It's all about you. So it's going to be centered around you. This whole journey is going to be centered around you and your own approach to it. And just remember to give yourself compassion and continue to show up for yourself. Do things that make you feel loved. Do things, that bring you happiness, that bring you joy, that just make you feel like, wow, like I'm doing this because I want to serve myself. I want to love myself, And I say this, love yourself like how you want to be loved, So almost like pull yourself out of your body and look at the person, and give them the love that you want to give them. Give them the love that you are seeking. Give them that love. See yourself as someone else who deserves love, and give yourself that love, right? And that's really basically all I have for you guys. I know that this journey can be challenging, but it's really a beautiful, beautiful thing it's a beautiful practice to do. To love yourself is such a blessing, and we really need to understand that, it takes time to do so, and give yourself the space, time to do it. And pat yourself on the back for trying, all right? You're gonna love yourself, okay? If you keep that in mind, like, hey, at the end of the road, at the end of the day, I'm striving to create this intention to make this real, then you got it, all right? But that's all I have for you. Peace, and see you next time.